October 20th is Spirit Day, the day that we're encouraged to wear purple in honor of young men like Tyler Clementi and others who recently killed themselves due to bullying and harassment because of their sexual orientation. Now, like a lot of days where a person's participation in an event has to do with wearing a particular color or a ribbon or something like that, it might not seem like it would do a lot in the whole grand scheme of things. And maybe not. But I think the important thing to remember is that it symbolizes the spirit of encouragement and prevention and standing up to abuse and violence. And that's what's inspired me to make this video. First, a brief disclaimer. I'm not out to change anyone's religious beliefs. I'm not out to even discuss whether homosexuality is right or wrong. I think that's an individual thing that you have to decide for yourself. And what I say isn't going to change it anyway. People don't like changing their mind just because someone presents evidence or reasons that they're wrong and the other person's right. It's just not in our nature to want to accept that. And I think that's a lot of the problem with debates, especially on the internet, because it becomes a standoff, and that's just not very effective or productive. So here's the thing. Teenagers kill themselves every day for a myriad of reasons. I don't think I could approach that broad of a topic and say, well, this is what we need to do. I mean, yeah, I could talk about mentoring or having a good support system and how that's important. But right now, I think it's important to address a more specific issue, and that's the fact that more gay teens kill themselves than any other category of teenager. And I think that we, as a society, have created an environment that is not welcoming or healthy for a lot of gay teens. They feel like they're being judged and have so much hate and bullying and all those things directed at them every day. It's hard enough being a teenager. I remember. I mean, you have to deal with first love and snarky peers and peer pressure. It's bad enough when the world is telling you you're something wrong and twisted and you need to stop it. And whether you think it's okay or not, you have to admit that for someone that's going through that, just having all this thrown at them, it's not something that is very helpful. Now, here's the part that may not go over very well. I honestly think that the church, and Christians particularly, are not following their own religion as far as their treatment of gay people. I mean, I have a lot of Christian friends and family members, and I'm honestly tired of them acting like gay people are this malevolent sub-race that's out to convert people or molest children or be in everyone's faces just for kicks. Yeah. The fact is, they're people. Right or wrong, whether they're doing something you think is sinful, they're people, they're living their lives. They're not out to push anything on anyone. The honest truth is that loving people is one of the core values of the Christian faith. I know that for a fact. There's this thing that goes something like, love your neighbor as yourself, and gay people are part of your neighbors. So I'm pretty sure that they're included in that commandment that Jesus listed as one of the most important, right up there with loving God. But the thing that really upsets and disappoints me is that I look around and I see so much hate. And I don't even mean like, oh, you don't want gays to marry, so you must hate them. Not at all, nothing of that nature. I mean that if Jesus saw the way you treated some of them, and I'm not saying everyone, but there's a big contingent of people that are like this, he would be appalled. Acting like gay people have the plague, or turning your noses up at them, slamming church doors in their faces, not wanting to be around them. You know, there are some people that I know that literally act like they're the cause of everything that's going wrong in this world. And I seem to remember something about Jesus eating dinner with criminals and standing up for prostitutes. I don't know, I think it's in the Bible somewhere. So, even if you think that it's sinful, there is a fact that you're supposed to be loving toward them. I'm not sure where this fixation comes from. All I keep hearing about on the radio, on TV, on the internet is how Christians want to have gay people discriminated against more. And How is that even remotely in line with anything in the Bible at all? Even for those that believe it's sin, what is with the special treatment of it? Like, everything else pales in comparison to its supposed perversion. I mean, I know the Bible, and there's nothing in there to support that. So, Christians, I'm calling you out. There's a lot of pressure on kids like Tyler Clementi in this world, and the church right now, it largely isn't helping. I, I think that if you're supposed to be a light to the world, spouting hateful rants about gay rights and behavior is really counterproductive. You don't act out of fear, act out of love. The world looks at you and then looks at the teachings of Christ and sees a discrepancy. He gave people what they needed first and counsel second. For example, see the woman at the well. He was gentle, not bitter. Generous of spirit, not self-righteous. He was open-hearted and not quick to turn people away. So I've been talking about being loving, but I haven't really given many specific examples of what that means. For one thing, you could stand up against anti-gay hateful speech. If someone makes a joke around you that targets them in a hateful way, you could say, I don't think that's okay. Or at the very least, don't just stand there and laugh along with them and go along with it. Or don't be afraid to befriend someone that's different from you. I don't mean like some kind of bogus adopt gay thing where you prove to the world how tolerant you can be. I don't mean that at all. What I mean is, if you know someone that you know is gay, or you meet someone that is, and you have the opportunity to get to know them, don't be afraid to do that. What you do with these words is up to you, but I hope that I've at least made someone think. I can't say that I know all the answers by any means, but I think it's an issue that needs to be addressed. And even if you think that a lot of this may not apply to you, I do hope that you'll be more loving for people in your life. If we all did that, then maybe we can make the world suck a little bit less. And I think that's something we can all agree on. What do you think, Sophie? Yeah.